Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Moonriver, ticker MOVR against USDT. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And if you haven't seen the previous Moonriver update, I would recommend you check that out before watching this one so that you have more context, because I'm not going to be repeating a lot of the stuff that I said in the previous video. That will be in the top right hand corner of your video. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we are on TradingView, and zooming in a little bit over here, you can see that we are in this horizontal triangle. We've held this support ever since September, bounced off of it in October, and right now we're bouncing off of it in November here. And if you had this set up on your charts, you would have seen that these were your support lines, and you could have placed some buy orders at these lines, and you could have gotten filled already. So yeah, as you can see here, the 20 EMA got a bit overextended from the 55 EMA. That resulted in us losing the 20 EMA, obviously. That is one of your signs that you look at, the EMAs being overextended from each other. And you came back down and held this pink trend line as support of the horizontal. And essentially what we're doing right now is we're coming closer to the apex. And as you know, the closer you are to the apex, the stronger the breakout is. And currently the breakout target from this horizontal is sitting at $730 roughly. And that means that if we get to that target, we will break the previous swing high that we have over here at $500. And we will get through the 1.272 at $600.18. And we'll break through the 1.414 at $692. So what I envision that is something potential, obviously, is if we have a strong move towards the upside and we keep breaking these resistance, we may get rejected either from the 1.414 or from the 1.272 and have a pullback to the previous swing high, which is this previous all-time high, basically. So we could have a breakout and then a back test of support, which would be healthy. Obviously, we don't know how massive the wave can be, but we even can get all the way to the 1.618, which is our target at $815. But that would be, too fast, in my opinion. So obviously, we want organic growth, but we're going to break out. And like I said, you could have some sell orders at $618, and you could have some sell orders at $692 over here. So that's something to keep in mind. And obviously, if you're looking for this target at $730, you could just wait for that. I'm not here to tell you where to sell. I'm just giving you opportunities to sell if you're looking to do so. Now, as you can see, we're being, suppressed not only by the 20 EMA over here, which we have on the chart, but by the golden ratio of the Fibonacci retracement. And as you all know, the golden ratio of the Fibonacci retracement is the most important fib level out of all, because that is the golden ratio, basically. That is where the prices come back after an impulsive wave, either if it's to the downside or to the upside. But what this means is basically when we have a move towards the upside, you're most likely than not going to at least come back to the golden ratio and then move the next leg up. But, here, obviously, that didn't happen, and we broke below, and we tested the golden ratio as resistance. And right now, we're testing it as resistance as well. So if you, zoom in a bit closer right now on the chart, you can see that essentially what is happening right now is that the price is being squeezed in between this pink trend line, in between the 55 EMA, and in between the 0.5 on the Fibonacci level, which is the second most important fib level after the golden ratio, because the 0.5 usually has a lot of resistance, and here it has a lot of support because we flipped it to support. So it is being squeezed by the EMA, the pink trend line, the 0.5, in between the 20 EMA, the golden ratio, and this upper pink trend line of the horizontal triangle. Or the symmetrical triangle. So essentially, you're just being squeezed from every single side, and you're just gonna pop off any second right now. I think once the markets start fully recovering, we may attack the 0.618 once again, get a bit closer to the apex even more so, and then have that breakout. So like I said, I wouldn't be selling my Moonriver tokens anytime soon right now. I would potentially wait for us to get at least to the 1.272, and from where we are right now, that would be a 78% move. So that would be my first take profits, target. In my opinion, that's what I would be doing. And yeah, and then you have your targets to the upside after that as well. 1.414, 1.618, and who's to say that we cannot get to the second fib level at $1,107. So yeah, these targets are possible as well, but the longer you wait with your tokens without taking profits, the more risky it is, because the markets can have these pullbacks, and we can by the end of December or early January have that pullback into the bear market or into another strong correction. So you want to be taking profits if you're looking to take profits, if you're looking to secure the money that you potentially need for something. I have those needs, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, that's for the daily chart. You got your fib levels. Obviously, if you're looking to buy off of support, starting to dollar cost average right now would be a great idea. Buying off the pink trend line is a good idea. We may potentially have a wick off the 0.5. So as I always teach you guys, have the buy orders a bit above the fib levels. So if the 0.5 over here is at $333, then have the buy order at $335, $334. Just because smart traders place their buy orders above the fib level so that you don't get filled and they get filled and the price reverses. That's just how they do it. And buying off the daily 55 EMA is something you want to consider as well. But in generally speaking, when the price action is in between the EMAs, the price is consolidating, and this is where I start dollar cost averaging, because it is a very good entry point since you're below the 20 EMA and you want to get above the 20 EMA at least, and that's a 5% trade in itself. So yeah, that's it for the price action. Jumping into the RSI, so a couple of different patterns we're going to take a look in this video. So here you can see that we did have this support trend line that we touched once over here. We had another bounce over here and another bounce over here on the RSI. And then later on, we dumped and we lost this support level. And when we started coming back up, we hit this level as resistance and we got rejected from there. So this is a classic case of resistance or support turned into resistance. So you can see that we got rejected. Now we're coming back down. We were in this perfect descending triangle, but unfortunately we lost it. Now we're going to have two resistance levels above us. As you can see, this larger horizontal resistance that we've held ever since September over here, and we've hit it 3 times already, and we're looking to break that. That's when we're going to be turning bullish. So right up until we start breaking that, and even with the backtest of support, you're still good to buy the Moonriver tokens. So that's how I think of it, and that's because you're gonna get overextended one way or the other. You're coming up to the overbought over here, and that's where you want to be taking profits, obviously. So let's jump into Kucoin for some advanced TA. I said advanced like I'm going to be doing something supernatural, but anyhow, we do have a falling wedge playing out right now on the daily chart. So if you ignore these 2 wicks, those are kind of fake outs. You are heading into a falling wedge, and a falling wedge is usually a bullish pattern that results us in a nice breakout to where the falling wedge was created initially, and that is at $464. So that's what we're going to be looking at. That will be our breakout target from this falling wedge. And as you can see, you can still buy in at $327. We do have a little bit of a different Fibonacci setup over here. So we have actually, no, it's exactly the same fib level over here. But for some reason, the let me check for a second. Yeah, it's the exact same fib, so no worries. You could buy off the 0.382 if we have another move towards the downside and we get pushed down lower into the apex of this falling wedge. But, we're going to see a breakout nonetheless. And you could look at the 786 as your first take profit because, we may get rejected from that area because we have done that twice already over here. So you could look at a rejection for the 3rd time that would be possible. And obviously there is a possibility that we start breaking down. And if you break down, I would hope and expect the 0.236 to hold at $287. So yeah, now jumping into the stochastic, it's, you know, it was absolutely in the overbought over here, in the oversold, I do apologize, and we're waiting to get into this zone, right? So basically on the stochastic, this is your signal that you want to be buying, and you know, you're in the oversold pretty much, you just started moving up, and right now it seems like we've actually reversed the trend and we're starting to come back down. So it's still very early on Moonriver in my opinion. So we're at least getting to the 1.618 over here at $800, dollars. And, you know, I did notice a difference in the fibs. It's because on Kucoin, I cannot set my fibs to the log scale. I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it. If you have any idea, do let me know down below in the comments. So, and jumping into the daily RSI on Kucoin. So this is a bit of a different RSI than what we've had on the trading view, but this is another, you know, kind of setup that you can have. So right now, as you can see, we're forming this large horizontal or symmetrical triangle on the RSI. You know, one peak over here, one peak over here. We want to break through that. We have another resistance level over here that we've touched 3 times, so we want to break through that. Once you break through that, for example, let's say we can break through this, you're going to get rejected from that, come back here, get to the apex, that's when you break out once again. That is something, you know, possible. So maybe you could look at some sell orders when you bounce off this area, which I wouldn't recommend necessarily, but I would look at selling some Moonriver tokens once we start coming up to that area, because we may get rejected from that, resistance. And jumping into the MACD, obviously we had the bearish cross. When was that? November 6th. So let's take a look at the price action November 6th. That was all the way over here. That's where we got the bearish cross. And since then, we've depreciated around about 20%. So if you reacted to the bearish cross and you sold, you could have bought back in much lower, you know, with a 20% discount pretty much. But, you know, it's risky because this is a lagging indicator. It won't always be, you know, truthful in a sense. So yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If I missed out anything on the charts, please do let me know down below in the comment section. So this is not a log fib, so you do have your targets a bit, you know, squeezed up, I would say. They're based on the linear chart. So $570 is your 1.272 after breaking this fib. So if I missed out anything on the charts, do let me know down below in the comment section, guys. Make sure to check me out on Twitter. I do post, you know, frequent TAs in there. Do check out the Telegram chat that we have, and do check out the Discord server that has a lot of TA going on in there with a great technical analyst who is the moderator for our little Discord server. Make sure to hop in there as well and request some charts, and make sure to check me out on Patreon. Great multiple tiers with different benefits for you guys that will give you exclusive content, early low cap gem calls. And, you know, think of it as, I always say this, think of it as buying a cup of coffee, and instead of the coffee, you get useful information that will, you know, eventually, you know, make you some money. And, you know, you're going to get back your money for the Patreon subscription, and you're going to get, you know, a lot more than that. So think of it and let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.